A House committee has narrowly approved a bill that limits the use of incompatibility or irreconcilable differences in divorce cases. House Bill 1277 would instead return the state to a fault-based system for divorce. It would also require the party who caused the divorce to pay up to 75% of everything the couple owns to the spouse who was wronged.
Representative Travis Dunlap sees his bill as a way to begin reducing Oklahoma's chronically high divorce rate. In 1973, the state approved no-fault divorces, and Representative Dunlap believes that's where we went wrong.
We haven't always had no-fault divorce, and that's something people forget. And right now, I think that it is in a situation where no-fault divorce isn't serving the purpose it was meant to serve, nor is it serving our interest as a state as a whole.
According to the Census Bureau, about a third of marriages end in divorce in Oklahoma.
The idea of the bill is to bring the benefits of marriage and let them flourish and grow in society, and to hold back the detriment that divorce brings.
State Representative Colin Walke voted against the bill when it was in committee. He is a practicing attorney who sees HB 1277 as a disaster.
It's going to make the divorce process more complicated, more difficult, and more acrimonious. And when that happens, it causes individuals who are going through divorce to not co-parent with one another.
For Representative Walke, the state needs to leave this issue alone.
The least amount of involvement that the state has in the divorce process, the better. And the reason that is because in order for the divorce process to be successful, the parties themselves have to decide we're going to do what's in the best interest of our children, not what's in the best interest of ourselves.
In most divorce cases that end up in court now, the parties are sent by the judge to mediation. Jim Stovall is director of the Mediation Institute, which offers a 40-hour mediation class, a course Representative Walke has taken.
The people that I see are people that have really wrestled with this decision to get a divorce. And so most people have really worked hard at their marriages. And for any number of reasons, it's not working.
Most people are filled with hurt and anger while going through a divorce. And Stovall says that often leads to things that make the situation worse.
And I say, okay, what can I do with my hurt and anger? Oh, I know. I'll hire this mean attorney over here to go after the other side and teach them a lesson.
And if there are minor children involved, they often pay the price for that kind of behavior.
They don't have to like one another, but they do have to be civil toward one another. And if they can come together and come up with a parenting plan where both parents are actively involved in parenting, it's quite likely that the children are going to do just fine.
Mediation costs about 10% of what it would cost to hire a lawyer and go to court to settle the separation. Stovall says getting the courts and government out of people's relationships is actually very empowering to people.
They are the experts in regard to their own lives. In other words, they know better what's going to work than I do as far as what's, for them. They have their own priorities, their own values about how things ought to be, and usually they're able to work out some kind of a compromise.
And Representative Walke says the money someone spends on an attorney and going to court would be much better spent for things the children need.
Every divorce attorney I've talked to said, thank you for this bill because you've just increased my business. That's absolutely true. And this bill incentivizes people to be as nasty and immature as they possibly can be throughout the divorce process. They're going to create more problems than it solves.
But mediation is not what Representative Dunlap sees as helping reduce the divorce rate.
I believe that government should be, one of the roles of government is to push people toward good and to punish those who are bad. But in terms of honoring the institution is good. And so how can we align governmental policy that in a way that best honors that and brings the benefits from it?
Representative Dunlap says he is making changes to his bill, such as removing impotency as a cause for divorce, and he is still in search for someone in the Senate to sign on to the bill as a sponsor.